Welcome everybody in. A little bit of a delayed start. We are live here from Salt River Field in Scottsdale, Arizona for the Val Vista rivalry. It is Perry versus Basha here live on Perry Live 365. The game already in progress as we are joined here in the top of the second inning. Basha has nobody on, 2 outs. Really, Jake Greenbank batting right now for the Bears as he fouls one up that just hit off the window in one of the press boxes and into the hand of one of the people sitting in the second section over here as he takes a bow. That's going to be something he's going to learn to remember here. 1-2 the count to Greenbank. Greenbank looks at what pitch that was almost called strike 3. I thought it was a strike from up here. The count even up now at 2-2. Perry with a 1-0 lead here over the Bears, and we'll tell you how we got there at the beginning of the next half inning. 7:14 the time here from Salt River Field. Pullman deals, and there's the strike 3 call. Greenbank goes down looking, and Ty Pullman for the Pumas works a flawless 1-2-3 inning, 2 strikeouts, one swinging and 1 looking as we're going to head to the bottom of the second inning. Perry up 1-0. Basha in that inning, like I mentioned, going 1-2-3, no hits, nobody left on, and obviously no score. And like I said, going into the bottom of the second, our score is Perry 1, Basha nothing. The 6, 7, 8 spots due up here for the Pumas in the home half of the second inning. Going over the starting lineup for the Pumas, number 2, Matty Brown starts off playing shortstop. Number 7, Trent Pius is out there in right field. Logan Schwenke is in the 3-hole catching, followed by C.J. Valdez at second, Kaysen Alexander at first base, Bryson Tambone at batting DH in the 6th spot, Dustin Crenshaw playing third in the 7th spot, J.T. Urbanek in left field tonight for the Pumas batting 8th, and rounding out the Pumas 9 is Anthony DeAndrea. He's playing center field for the Pumas tonight. Like I mentioned, 6, 7, 8 here for the Pumas to start off the home half of the second. That's going to be Tambone to lead off. The Pumas last inning had a little bit of a 2-out rally after the first 2. Matty Brown and Trent Pius were sent down in order. Logan Schwenke hit a first pitch double, and it was immediately followed up by C.J. Valdez's RBI single to give the Pumas the lead. Now, you are all caught up here from Salt River Fields as Tambone gets his first pitch. That's a strike right down the heart of the plate. A beautiful Friday night here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Seems that every single year that this game is played here, the conditions seem to outdo each other in a little bit of a contest. Blake Barrett is on the mound here for the Bears. He's only given up 2 hits. Given up 2 hits in 1 inning of play. He throws and he bounces this one in the dirt, take a bounce before. The play that's going to even up the count, is going to give Tambone the lead in the count, 2 balls to 1 strike. The Bears coming into this game, the heavily favored team, as Tambone pops this one up into shadow right field, a kind of Bermuda triangle, and is eventually caught by Jake Greenbank over there. That's a little bit of a hard place to make a play because you have the first baseman, second baseman going back on the ball, and the right fielder then swooping in to make the catch. Usually that's the right fielder's ball to call, and there Greenbank did a good job. 1 away for the Pumas here in the home half of the second. That's going to bring up Dustin Crenshaw here for the Pumas. Crenshaw starting off at third. And he gets his first pitch, and he pops it right near us. Fans urging the command to make another catch, and he did. The same fan who caught the foul ball in the last half inning makes another catch. That's probably the largest ovation that anyone has received here in quite some time, that fan who's made 2 catches in a row. Crenshaw takes his first ball. It's going to even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike apiece. You can kind of hear the chatter behind the plate, then talking about that one fan. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off down the first baseline and into the Bears dugout, it looks like. It's going to give Barrett the advantage in the count. 1 ball to 2 strikes. here on Friday, April 6th here from Scottsdale, Arizona, in the shadow of the Talking Stick Resort. The 1-2 pitch swung on, missed. The catcher dropped it, so he's going to have to make the throw onto first base to get the out. And Beckstead throws over onto La Liberty for out number 2. Crenshaw goes down on strikes for out number 2 here in the bottom of the second. JT Urbanek now for the Pumas. The windup from Barrett, the off-speed pitch. The beauty of a curve right there. That's in there for strike 1. Barrett coming into this game at a 1-0 record, as the 0-1 pitch is going to be fouled near the first base side seats. That's going to give the count now to no balls and 2 strikes. The yearly tradition between these two teams to play at Salt River Field, giving us some good contests to broadcast. The 0-2 pitch here is going to be another foul ball, almost in the same exact spot down the first base line. As I mentioned, Barrett only a sophomore, and he's getting to start here on the big stage at Salt River. It's going to have to kind of be a little bit nerve-wracking for him, you'd imagine. And here's the 0-2 now. Off speed is driven right over Barrett's head. Watch out. It's going to be a single for Urbanek, and the Pumas have another 2-out base runner here in the second. The off speed right there, I called it while it was still in midair, so Barrett kind of left it hanging there a minute, and Urbanek took it right back over his head. 0-2 singles are not what you want to see if you are head coach Jim Schilling for the Basha Bears. That's going to bring up the 9-man Anthony DeAndrea for the Pumas. Urbanek with pretty miniature lead over there at first base, just about 2.5 steps. The first pitch to DeAndrea is fouled down the third base line for strike 1. Perry live 365 here from Salt River Field out here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Barrett with a little pickoff move over to first base, no tag applied. The 0-1 pitch to DeAndrea is up and out. That's going to even up the count at 1-1. Bit of a hectic start here. For us, some internet issues, but we're here now, and that's all that matters here on this Friday evening. The 1-1 pitch is a good contact on that pitch. Lined very far, foul down the left field line. You know, the biggest thing for these players to adjust to is the length of the field. This is a major league field, obviously. The spring training facility for the Rockies and the Diamondbacks as well, as Barrett picks over to first once more. I think, like I mentioned, the length is a big adjusting point for these kids. The outfield is only about halfway in the grass. You know, we saw in the first inning, Matty Brown hit a deep fly ball into center field, where if we were playing at Perry or Basha, that's easily well over the fence for a home run, but now Brennan Davis was able to track it down and make the catch for the Bears. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Anthony DeAndrea here with 2 away in the bottom of the second. The off-speed pitch is grounded over the first base. It gets past the glove of La Liberty, and there's going to be a play at third. The throw is cut off. JT Urbanek gets to third base, and with 2 outs, the Pumas have runners on the corners. And that's going to bring up, I just mentioned it, Matty Brown for the Pumas here in the bottom of the second has a chance to give the Pumas even more of an advantage. Like I just mentioned, he flew out to deep right center field, but Davis was able to make the catch. And Davis now kind of taking a couple steps back. Second straight in, and the Pumas go the first two batters get out and then create some havoc here with the two-out rallies. The first pitch is going to find the hole in the defense, and that's going to be another run for the Pumas. Matty Brown knocks in the Pumas' second run of the game, I should say, and the Pumas have a 2-0 advantage. First pitch swinging was Brown on that time after being down 0-2 in the count in his first at-bat. Gets the first pitch he sees and knocks in a run. Trent Pius now for Perry. Runners on first and second. DeAndre on second, Brown on first. You'd imagine another base hit probably scores another one for Pius. Pius went down on 3 strikes his last time up and now has seen his 4th consecutive strike. Barrett looks in, trying to get out of this inning without suffering too much damage. Now comes set hands at the letters. Kicks and fires the 0-1s. Ground ball to shortstop. Co Thomas makes a backhand play and makes the long throw over to first for out number 3. And Basha live to see another day here. Going to the top of the third. They're trailing 2-0 for the Pumas that inning. 3 hits, 2 left on, 1 run scored. Going into the top of the third inning, our score here is Basha 0 and Perry 2 here on Perry Live 365.
For the Bears, second baseman number 9, Gabe Garcia.
Welcome back here to Salt River Field. Getting set here for the top of the third inning. 8-9-1 spots due up here for the Basha Bears. Led off by number 9, Gabe Garcia, playing second tonight for the Bears. And he gets his first pitch from Pullman. He squared the bunt, but pulled it back. Pitch was outside, ball 1. Gabe Garcia on the year batting .343. This pitch is in the dirt, too low for Schwenke to hang on to, so it's going to bring the count to 2-0. Starting lineup here for Basha. Cam La Liberty playing first, leads off. Justin Quinn in left field, second in the order. Brennan Davis is in the 3 spot playing center. Jake Jarvis in the cleanup spot DHing tonight. Seth Beckstead at the 5 spot playing catcher. Reichland Zabrowski playing third in the 6 hole. Jake Greenbank is in right field batting 7 as that pitch misses outside and Pullman falls behind in the count 3-0. Gabe Garcia in the 8 spot playing second, and Co Thomas playing short. Rounds out the Basha starting 9. 3-0 from Pullman is in the zone. 3-1 now the count. See if Thomas has the green light here to go on 3-1. Basha needs some base runners, and he does go. Ball lifted into left field. That's Urbanik over there for the Pumas, and he makes the one-handed grab for out number 1. 3-1 flyout probably isn't going to make Coach Schilling for Basha too thrilled. He got a good pitch to hit, though. Got some decent contact on it. Now that's going to bring up Co Thomas. Thomas batting .324 himself this year with a handful of doubles and 1 home run. He gets his first pitch from Pullman. Thought about going around. He held it up, though. Ball 1. Pullman so far, only giving up one hit. And he steps and fires from the windup. That pitch looks like it's in the zone, and it is for strike one on the outside half of the plate. 1-1 now the count. Perry with a 2-0 advantage over the Bears. And this year's Salt River, a year after being no hit, no less, come out and get a 2-0 lead. The 1-1 pitch is swung on miss. 1-2 now the count. And here goes Pullman's delivery of the 1-2. That misses up and away. 2-2 now the count. After not winning at Salt River, Basha has won the past 2 years in a row against the Pumas, including that no-hitter. Like I said, the 2-2 pitch is outside, but Thomas chases, and there is another Pullman strikeout. Believe it or not, his already 5th strikeout of the game here in the top of the 3rd inning. Pullman is dealing. Kamla Liberty now for Basha. Led off with double in the 1st inning. Basha's only hit. First pitch is off speed and it missed. It looked like up, ball 1. Pullman now delivers the 1-2. Excuse me, the 1-0, and this is going to be a little floater. It's going to take a bounce over to second. C.J. Valdez makes the play. It's a close play at first. The umpire is going to call him out. Kason Alexander over there at first base kind of thought he might get to it, had to run over and had to run back to recover first base. But the Pumas get the out nonetheless. Pullman works his 2nd consecutive 1-2-3 inning. He's only given up 1 hit so far. No hits, nobody left on, nobody scoring for the for the Bears this inning. Going to the bottom of the 3rd, our score remains 2-0 Perry. Getting ready for the home half of the 3rd inning here from Salt River Field. Perry up 2-0 on Basha. 3, 4, 5 spots due for the Pumas, so the Pumas are going to be looking to add on to their lead. Logan Schwenke to lead off here for the Pumas. Got a double his last time and later scored as well. His first pitch is in the dirt. He'll look at that for ball 1. Barrett fires the 1-0 pitch. That's swung on miss. A foul tip, actually, so Schwenke got a little bit of contact on it, but it hit it straight back into Becksted's glove. 1-1 now the count. A lot of people don't know that foul tip when the umpire kind of makes that sign. That's not for that ball is still considered technically live. Could come into play if there's a runner stealing. The 1-1 pitch is hit over the head of our cameraman down the right field line. Hunter, I think he got a little bit scared with that ball coming so near to him. Schwenke now trails on the count 1-2. Be a big, well, I was going to say it'd be a big advantage for Barrett to get a leadoff out as the 1-2 pitch is fouled straight back and into the seats. The reason I say that is because Barrett has gotten the first 2 batters out in both innings so far, but has still given up a run after the fact. Barrett winds his 1-2 pitch. That's a good off-speed pitch, just missed a little bit low. For the home plate umpire's liking, that's going to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barrett being forced to work extra hard here tonight. Not getting the best offensive support. The 2-2 pitch is a high pop-up hit on the infield. It's going to be close to being dropped. Almost was dropped by La Liberty. Might have lost it in the lights a little bit. That was a moonshot, but he was able to make the adjustment and make the catch on the move, one away for the Pumas. So everything going to plan here for Barrett, or I should say going to the pattern. It's just about getting off the field, getting that last out. CJ Valdez now is an RBI on the game, steps in, and he takes a off-speed pitch that was in the zone, wasn't held by Beckstead, so it made the pitch look a little bit worse. Yeah, right now the problem for Barrett is getting off the field. It's like in football on third down. You want to get off the field defensively, make the third down stop. That's what Barrett's not been able to do so far tonight. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1 now the count. And here's the 1-1 delivery with one away. This is driven into the gap in left center field. Baron Davis back there makes the catch, kind of tracking back a little bit. Like we mentioned, that's the big disadvantage with playing here. Now it's cool to play under the lights at Salt River Field, but at Perry High School, that could be close to hitting the wall and maybe even going over the fence. But just here it is the second out here in the third inning. That's going to bring up Kaysen Alexander for the Pumas. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout after working a full count earlier in the first inning. Alexander gets his first pitch, and that's just below the knees, ball one. More Perry teams in action tonight. The softball team already got a 5-3 win over the Basha Bears earlier today. Now some of the players are in the first couple rows here. There's a line shot from Alexander right into Coe Thomas's glove, and that's going to end the inning. So for the first time all game, Barrett, after getting the first two outs, is able to get the third with a line out to short to end that last inning. Our score here going into the third inning, Pumas for the first time tonight remain hitless in one of the innings, and we're going to head to the top of the fourth inning. This game is zooming by. Our score, Perry 2 and Basha nothing. Two, 3, 4 spots due up here for the Bears in the top of the fourth inning, led off by Justin Quinn, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Ty Pullman working a pretty perfect game, only giving up a leadoff double. That's been the only blemish on his record tonight. He delivers his first pitch of the top of the fourth inning and is in the zone, strike one. Quinn struck out after working a full count, went down swinging. And here's the 0-1 from Pullman. That's in the zone, 0-2. Quinn looked back at the umpire. He was kind of shocked at the call, did not think that was inside. You saw him kind of gesture inside. But the umpire thought it found the zone. That's the only opinion that matters. And now the count brought up to 0-2. Pullman looking to put him away here and misses way up, trying to get him to chase. 1-2. Only 45 minutes played here in this game, and we're already in the top of the fourth inning. Quinn fouls this one off, and he'll live to see another pitch. Right now, Basha coming into the game at number 8 so far in the state of Arizona with a PowerPoint record of 9-3. You scroll down the rankings, Perry all the way at number 20. So as we get toward the playoff push, this would be a big game for the Pumas to win should they hang on. A lot of baseball left, though. Pullman's 1-2 pitch is inside. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quinn so far on the season batting .479 in his 17 games played. This one is fouled straight back towards some of the softball players who kind of got a little bit anxious at that pitch hitting right at them. Two balls and 2 strikes is the count to Justin Quinn, trying to avoid his second strikeout of the night. Swung on missed, strike 3. Pullman sends down his 6th Basha Bear of the night. He's got 6 strikeouts and only 11 batters faced. He struck out half the men he's faced tonight, and there's out number 1 for the Pumas. Brennan Davis, now the center fielder, steps in for the Bears. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to third his first time. Ground out to short. First pitch is an off-speed pitch that misses up and in, ball 1. Nobody out in the lawn seats so far tonight. I'd imagine by the time we get into the later parts of this game that would change. Davis swings and misses at a pitch way off the plate, 1-1 on the count. Beautiful night here from Salt River. You know, can only say it so many times. As the valley has kind of started to heat up a little bit, it's a cool 83 right now here in Scottsdale. The 1-1 pitch foul down the right field line. So now Pullman gains the 1-2 advantage. Pullman looking in and Davis digging in. Now calls time. On deck is the DH, the cleanup man, Jake Jarvis. Here's the 1-2 from Pullman. So floater down the right field line. It looks like it's going to land foul, and it will in the first row of the right field seats. Out of reach for everyone, and we'll do things again here at 1 and 2. Pullman now kicks and fires his 1-2 pitch. This one has a better chance of staying fair, and he looks away from it. It's going to land in the bullpen down the right field line. That for sure would have been at least a foul ball home run at Basha High School. But here just what would be a long strike if there were less than 2 strikes. But Davis staying alive here in the count 1-2. And we got another time here. Davis thinking Pullman's taking a little bit too long to deliver his 1-2 pitch. I believe his 3rd or 4th 1-2 pitch, and here it is. That's going to miss way up, ball 2. So Davis doing a good job of seeing the plate, staying alive in the count. Davis batting a cool .429 so far. That 2-2 pitch is way off the plate and high. So that's going to fill up our count here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just Pullman's second 3-2 count of the entire evening. Swung on miss. Davis goes down on strikes. That is 7 Ks for Ty Pullman here tonight. A strikeout showing here from Pullman tonight. Pullman, a senior. This could be his senior defining performance here tonight. That first pitch is off-speeded in the zone, much to the chagrin of Jarvis, excuse me. That's strike 1. Jarvis, what did he do his first time? Take a guess. That's right, he struck out. Here's the 0-1 to Jarvis. That's off the plate, 1-1. This has become the new tradition here at Salt River. It used to be that there'd be a lot of high-scoring game, a lot of fireworks between these two teams. Now it has turned into 2 years in a row of just absolute perfect pitching performances as the The 1-1 pitch is fouled off. Now 1-2 the count. Like I mentioned last year, we saw Basha throw a no-hitter against the Pumas. Now this year, Pullman already has given up a hit, but it's been a perfect game since then. And if Jarvis gets a hit right here, you can blame me on the commentator's curse. The 1-2 pitch is inside. Puma bench didn't like that one, but up here in the press box, they look inside. And you know what, Pullman thought that was a strike too. You know, whenever a pitcher kind of takes an extra second to kind of walk around like that, that's kind of a subtle way of letting the umpire know that he was ready to walk off the field. The 2-2 pitch off speed misses up and out. And now for the second bat in a row, Pullman's going to have to work himself out of a 3-2 count. Three balls, two strikes to Jake Jarvis, the DH, 0 for 1 tonight. And here comes his payoff pitch that is down and in. He's going to take a walk. Just the second base runner of the game for Basha. And like I mentioned, because I mentioned that Pullman was pitching so well, of course the next guy gets on base with a walk. That's going to bring up number 17, Seth Beckstead. Beckstead struck out his last time, went down swinging. Jarvis has a little bit of a lead over there at first base. This first pitch is pouched straight up. It's going to be close. Logan Schwenke turns around and lets it go. It's going to be strike one. You kind of heard the commotion over there. That's kind of where our mic is located. People freaking out over not getting hit with the ball. Beckstead getting a sign from his third base coach. Jarvis, a little bit of a threat to go. He's got 7 stolen bases on the year. The 0-1 pitch is taken outside, 1-1. Only the second time all game that Pullman's been forced to work out of the stretch. He's going to throw quick over to first. It's close. The first baseman, Alexander, was walking off the field as well as the rest of the Pumas. They thought they had him out. First base umpire disagrees. Everyone's got to retake their positions here for this 1-1 count. Pullman sets, hands at the letters, now slide steps his way over. The Pumas had a little pitch out going. Try to back pick. Jarvis over there at first base, but he's back there in time. 2-1 now the count. Like I mentioned, the Pumas are a little bit worried of him over there. 2-1 pitch is taken 3-1, so maybe Jarvis might be getting into Pullman's head just a little bit. He's got to worry about him over that first base. Now he's got to make sure he throws a strike into Beckstead. While Pullman has pitched fantastic, Pumas only have a 2-0 lead. And here's the 3-1. That misses outside as well. So back-to-back walks for Pullman, and now Schwenke is going to go talk to his pitcher. Beckstead, the catcher, they're going to run for him. Five-pitch walk. As Damian Tippett is going to come out, kind of talk to Pullman, try and calm him down. Kind of getting flashbacks of last Monday night. That was Monday night, yeah, Monday night's game. The Diamondbacks against the Dodgers, that 15-inning classic. Kenley Jansen in the 9th inning when the Dodgers had a 3-run lead with 2 outs. Nonetheless, back-to-back walks, and as Chris Owing hit a game-tying 3-run home run on his first pitch of that at-bat as well. And it looks like going to be pinch running for Beckstead. Beckstead's the catcher, of course. Ryan Brady, and Brady himself has just as many stolen bases as Jarvis has with 7. So 2 speedy runners here for the 6th man in the order, Rylan Zabrowski. Pullman sets, kicks, and now fires his first pitch, and that's in there for strike 1 to Zabrowski. You get the feel this is kind of a big moment in this game. This is the best opportunity that Bash has had at scoring a run the entire game. Pullman Pullman sets, hands at the letters. This time kicks and fires, and this is going to be a base hit for Basha and might score a run. JT Urbanek's going to have to make a throw from left. Here's the play at the plate. And Jarvis is in there with the slide. Basha is on the board here at the Salt River game. Our score 2-1, thanks from an RBI single from Rylan Zabrowski. So Brady, the runner for Beckstead, moved up to second. Zabrowski's at first, and that's going to bring up Jake Greenback. They say hitting is contagious, maybe walking is contagious as well for these Bears, now batting with a little bit more confidence at the plate. However, Greenbank takes his first pitch outside for strike one. Bears only 180 feet away from tying up this ball game at 2. A base hit probably will do it. Pullman fires his 0-1 pitch. That's fouled straight back into the screen here. And now for Pullman, a little bit of an advantage. He finds himself in an 0-2 lead against Greenbank here. Greenbank already struck out once in this game, his only at-bat of the game. And now has to work from behind here to try and keep this Basha rally going. All 3 runs of our game have come in with 2 outs. Pullman looking in. Greenbank taking his time. And he gets his 0-2 pitch. That was an off-speed. Greenback did well to kind of adjust to the speed of it, the movement of it, to foul it off and see another pitch here from Pullman. On deck for Basha is Gabe Garcia, who flew out to left his first time. Only 2 Basha hits has gotten them their 1 run. Let's see if Pullman can work himself out of this jam he's created for himself with the 2 walks. The 0-2 pitch swung on missed. Pullman survives. All 3 outs in this top of the 4th inning have been strikeouts, and he's going to be able to go back to the dugout still with the lead, 2-1. Basha, however, get on the board in that half inning. Only 1 hit. There's 2 left and 1 earned. Going here to the home half of the 4th inning. It is Basha 1, Perry 2 here on Perry Live 365. Six, seven, 8 batters due up here for the Pumas in the bottom of the 4th inning. Blake Barrett still on the mound working here for the Bears in this bottom of the 4th. Bryson Tambone, the DH here for the Pumas, stepping in and taking a first pitch strike. Tambone 0 for 1 in tonight's game after he flew out to right his first time back in the bottom of the 2nd. The first pitch is fouled right under our seats right here in the press box. Watch out. That was headed straight for our director, Cooper Richter. That would have been interesting if that came into the box. 1-1 now the count. Tambone's 1-1 is in the dirt. Now leads 2-1 in the count against Barrett. Not had, in 5 years of doing these games, it's however not had a ball into our box. We had one earlier that hit the window of another box. The 2-1 pitch is way up and into Tambone, kind of brushes him back. 2-2 the count. The scoreboard here at Salt River has the count wrong. I thought I had it right at 0-1. 2-2 the count to Tambone. Now After being brushed back, he's got to step back in and readjust. The 2-2 pitch. Off speed is hit right back up the middle. Co Thomas is going to make the play, kind of bubble it, have to make a quick play over to first. And even if it was caught by La Liberty over their first base, Tambone beat the throw out, and the Pumas have a leadoff runner here in the bottom of the fourth. That's going to be ruled an error. So E6 in the scorebook. Tambone finds himself on first base. That's going to bring up Dustin Crenshaw. Crenshaw 0 for 1 with a strikeout his last time. Tambone, the DH, not necessarily a threat to go here. Crenshaw's going to bunt to move him over. He's going to bunt it straight back up to the pitcher, Barrett. Barrett makes a throw on to first, so the sacrifice works to perfection for the Pumas if that's what they were going for. And that's going to bring up JT Urbanek. So Tambone gets moved over to second base in a scoring position. Now here's Urbanek, 1 for 1 with a single, and he later scored in the second inning. He's the Pumas' second run. Singled off of an 0-2 count. Here's Barrett now, comes set, kicks and fires his first pitch. This is going to be a base hit right back up the middle. Brennan Davis has got it. It's going to be a close play at second. Let's see what the umpire calls. He's going to call him safe. Coach Schilling is not happy. He's going to maybe think about going to talk to the umpire, and he is. He didn't ask for time before going to talk to him. A line shot from Urbanek. I thought it was going to fall down for a base hit, but it did not. It's going to be an L8 in the book for the second out, and let's see what Coach Schilling talks with this umpire over at second base about. Only a 3-man crew here tonight, as is per usual here for the high school game. And that's going to be the end of that discussion. Schilling not happy with the call, but is going to have to live with it. And the Bears get their second out. And almost a double play now for the Pumas. Number 21, Anthony D'Andrea. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Barrett comes set, trying to work another scoreless inning here. His curveball is off the plate outside, ball 1. That's the kind of classic Pumas small ball that they play. Get on with an error, move him over with a sac bunt, and now trying to get the one hit to knock him in. 1-0 is in there for strike one. That's going to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike apiece. One ball and 1 strike, the count to D'Andrea. Runner on second base. That's the DH Tambone who got on via the air. 1-1 count. Barrett kicks and fires his pitch. And that's just off the plate. Beckstead tried to hold it out there for the umpire to get a nice little look at it. He disagreed, though, and you just heard him read out the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pumas with a chance here to answer the run scored by Basha. You know, if they are able to match Basha from here on in, Basha's not going to have a chance to come back in this game. Barrett's 2-1. In the dirt, Beckstead had to do a nice job there to keep it in front of him. 3-1 count here for D'Andrea. This is the same way that Pullman last inning was kind of it felt like a big at back to try and get out of it. We got the same feeling here for Barrett and the Bears. The 3-1 pitch taken on the outside half of the plate, strike 2. I think D'Andrea thought it was a strike as well. Usually in that situation, the players would have dropped their bat and already been halfway over to first base before the umpire makes the call. Here we go, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second here for the Pumas, trying to extend their lead here against Bash, only up 2-1. Here's the payoff pitch, curveball outside. There's the flip of the bat, and D'Andrea is going to go on to first base. Not the end of the world if you're Basha. You had that base open, but doesn't really help the confidence. And you know, you don't want to walk the number 9 guy in the order. That's going to bring up the leadoff man, Matty Brown. Brown is 1 for 2 in this game with an RBI in the second inning that knocked in Urbanek. He's got a chance to do the same here in the home half of the fourth. Brown gets his first pitch. That's off speed and in the zone for strike 1. It's been hard work for the Bears to get a run. So their work is only half done so far in this game, and it took them 4 innings to get it. So they're kind of running out of outs here. They only have 9 more to go. The 0-1 pitch to Brown, swung and unmissed. Brown was early on that one. Now he finds himself in an 0-2 hole. No balls and 2 strikes, the count to Matty Brown. Barrett kicks and fires his 0-2 pitch. That pitch almost on the ground. Diving play from Garcia at first, throws off one knee, and Brown is in there safely. And he takes the tumble. Looks like he might be shaken up. The first baseman, La Liberty, was off the base. He thought that was going to get into the outfield, so he's going over toward the pitcher's mound to be the cutoff for the center fielder, Davis. That's why he was off the base, and it actually worked out in the Pumas' favor. Now they have themselves bases loaded with 2 outs for Trent Pius. Coach Tippett kind of jogs over there to Matty Brown over there at first base, make sure he's okay, and it looks like he is. So it's going to be ruled a hit, an infield hit for Brown after being down in the count 0-2, and now it all falls on Pius. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a chance to blow this game wide open here for the Pumas. Pius is 0 for 2 in this game with a strikeout and a ground out to short. Let's see if he can remedy that. His first pitch is fouled off his foot. It stayed fair, but fouled off his foot for strike 1. And what a play, too. Let's mention that. What a play by Garcia over there to make the diving stop and try and make a throw off his knee over there to the first base to La Liberty. Didn't get Brown out, but for sure saved a run. Barrett sets up in the count 0-1. Here's the pitch. Fouled. Or not fouled. It's going to be. Actually, yeah, it is fouled. It looked like that Barrett might have had a chance on it. A little kind of nubber that went straight up. Almost like a swinging bunt in a way. But it fell foul. Thankfully for Pius, who's got himself a little bit of a second life here. No balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes set. Hands on the letters. Here's the pitch that might have hit. No, they're going to say it hit off the bat. That's what they're going to say. Off the bat of Pius, that pitch up and in. And we're going to do it again at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is in the dirt to Beckstead. Beckstead did a nice job of getting over and making the stop. Now 1-2 the count. The Basha Bears kind of getting some action going in their bullpen down right field. Barrett, the 1-2 pitch is in there, strike 3. Pius goes down swinging, and Barrett gets himself out of a bases-loaded 2-out jam that he kind of got himself into. The Pumas go out of the bottom of the 4th without scoring a run after having the bases loaded. Only 1 hit for the Pumas that inning, 3 left on, but no runs scored. Our score here going into the top of the 5th inning. Basha running out of outs here. The score, Perry 2, Basha 1, and coming up right now, a sneak peek at what's to come here with Perry Live 365.
Show these guys that you're better than them.
Just a little sneak preview at what's to come here from Perry Live 365. A little hint into the future, and we'll leave it at that. Due up here for the Basha Bears 891. I'm Jordan Palacio, welcoming you to Salt River Fields. If you're just happening to joining us, it's a beautiful night for baseball. Low 80s, might even be high 70s now as we kind of get deeper into the night. Just past 8 o'clock here from Scottsdale, Arizona, in the shadow of Talking Stick Resort. Always fun to come here and carry this game, present this game to you from the press box here. I believe we're in one of the radio boxes here tonight from Salt River Field. Always a good time, good experience for everyone here. A 4 or 5 person crew on hand tonight. All here to bring you this Salt River game, this Val Vista rivalry between Perry and Basha. The first player up, Gabe Garcia, drills this into the left center gap. What would have been a home run is just a long fly out to JT Urbanek in left field, and Basha, after one pitch, already have one out here in the top of the 5th. Co Thomas now stepping in. 8-9-1 due up here for the Bears. Co Thomas struck out his first and only time at bat here tonight. Pullman steps and fires out of the windup. He's going to drop down a bunt as Thomas is going to try and beat it out. It went right back to Pullman. Pullman sidearms the throw over to first base. Route number 2. Basha trying to play small ball. And when a batter squares up to bunt like that, that's one of the biggest compliments you can have as a pitcher, because they're trying to get on base any way necessary. That's why trying to go at him and get a hit off him regularly probably isn't working. So 2 down here for the Bears after 2 pitches nonetheless as well. Pullman has a chance to get 3 outs in 3 pitches here against Cam La Liberty, and La Liberty wisely takes outside ball 1. This game is definitely moving towards that small ball kind of action. The 1-0 pitch is on the outer half of the plate, but in the zone, strike 1. La Liberty is 1 for 2. He's one of 2 Basha hits. He doubled the first at-bat of the game, one of the first pitches of the game as well. He fouls this one straight back and now finds himself in a 1-2 hole. Pullman has 8 strikeouts so far tonight. He has been, except for the last inning, when he got himself into the hole, giving up back-to-back 2-out walks, he has been near perfect tonight. La Liberty grounds this one to Brown over to short. He makes a sidearm throw. Alexander keeps his foot on the bag, and the Basha Bears very, very quickly go 1-2-3 just after a handful of pitches. Only 6 pitches it took to get the Bears down and out. Obviously no hits, nobody left on, nobody scored as well for the Bears. Only 6 outs left to go for Basha before they forfeit this Val Vista rivalry game. Our score going into the bottom of the 5th, 2-1 Perry. 3, 4, 5 spots due up here for the Pumas in this home half of the 5th inning. Kind of like the bottom of the 7th in a pro game. There's no 5th inning stretch. I'm actually kind of depressed about that. Logan Schwenke foul tips his first one right into the mask of Seth Beckstead. And you could hear someone, I assume from the front row, I assume a Basha fan as well, say that's why you have a mask. Yeah, no kidding. The home plate umpire taking his time, making sure Beckstead is okay, and I guarantee you he just asked him, yeah, you good? Beckstead hands him the ball and says, yes, sir, I'm all right. And we're ready to reset here at 0-1. Any basketball fans, the Pelicans are currently beating the Suns by almost 20. And if you're surprised, then you're probably not a Suns fan. Logan Schwanke takes his 0-1 pitch into deep right center field, but Brennan Davis tracks it down and makes the catch again at a regular high school field. That's close to maybe hitting the wall or possibly going over here. Just a long out, and there's one away here for the Pumas in the 5th. Up next, CJ Valdez. He's 1 for 2. Got a single and an RBI in the 1st, and then flew out to center in the bottom of the 3rd. And he's stepping up against Barrett as well. He was 1 away in the 5th. That first pitch is hit hard down the third base line, but foul. Valdez falls behind in the count, 0-1. A great night for baseball. The best this field has looked, I think, in most of the 5 years that we've been here. I think I can say that this is the cleanest this field has looked. Only a couple of weeks removed from spring training baseball still being played here. As you can kind of see, maybe once there's a ball in play, down the first and third base lines, the Arizona spring training logo is kind of fading away. The 1-1 pitch is taken into right center field by CJ Valdez, and that's a 1-out single for the Pumas. It's been a while since they've had a base runner on. Well, they got one on last inning via the air. First hit in a while for the Pumas. And with 1 away, they have Valdez on first, and that's going to bring up Kaysen Alexander, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a lineout. As you heard, whoever that was down on the field asked for a ground ball. A ground ball double play. That's all the Basha Bears need. That's probably what the doctor's ordering right here for Basha. Get out of this inning and go up and grab the sticks. First pitch is in the zone, strike 1. Minor activity going on in both bullpens right now. There's a Basha Bear that is kind of getting loose, but not necessarily really warming up, not even throwing a ball, just kind of stretching. The 0-1 to Alexander is off the plate outside. That's going to bring it to 1-1. Alexander gets his sign from Coach Tippett down the third base line, and he's ready to step on in. Barrett comes set. Little slide step there. They're going to run. Now Valdez is caught in the middle. Not sure what the Pumas had on there. Valdez caught in between first and second, and that is a bad base running mistake from the Pumas that cost them an out. Now 2 away here in the 5th. Not sure what Coach Tippett had drawn up there. Had Valdez sprinting on the pitch. He was stealing, and then about 80% of the way there, it looked like he was going to be out, but, you know, they still got to make the play, still got to apply the tag. But Valdez stops 80% of the way there and decides to turn and run the other way. Now Alexander finds himself in a 2-2 count after the Bears pitched out on the last play to get Valdez out. Alexander's tasked with keeping the inning alive for the Pumas. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alexander takes strike 3. He thought it was outside. Coach Tippett not happy. Probably not happy at himself and not happy with the call, but it is the way it is, the way the cookie crumbles, I believe the saying goes. And we're going to head to the top of the 6th inning. Pumas still have the lead, but could have had a higher advantage heading into the last 6 outs. They lead 2-1 here on Perry Live 365.
Attention baseball fans in Perry.
Top of the sixth inning, number 2, 3, and 4 spots due up here for the Bears. Led off by Justin Quinn. Quinn is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. And his first pitch is going to be foul over the roof here, kind of the awning at Salt River Field. Perry has some history here. This is where they held their prom this past year. Kind of a weird location, but served its purpose, I guess. The 0-1 pitch is off Schwenke's glove and into the screen, 1-1 to count. Basha is only a couple big hits away from tying up this game. They're being majorly out hit here. Pumas have a 7-2 hitting advantage on them, but that's kind of how baseball works. You don't have to hit the ball necessarily well to score runs, as Quinn takes his 1-1 pitch up and out for 2 balls and 1 strike now. So we are approaching just about an hour and a half worth of game time here from Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm Jordan Palacio here for Perry Live 365 at the Salt River Field here for the Val Vista rivalry. Quinn swung on missed that 2-1 pitch. Now at 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Trying to avoid his 3rd strikeout of the night. Let's see if he can do it. No, he cannot. Justin Quinn goes down on strike for the 3rd consecutive time, and the Pumas have 1 out here in the top of the 6th. It's going to bring up Brennan Davis, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Only 2, it looks like, and only 2 of the starting 9 for Basha have been able to avoid a Pullman strikeout. That first pitch is outside, ball 1. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, other Perry teams in action today. Perry softball team, which are out here supporting their Perry baseball team. And Perry softball team got a 5-3 win over Basha themselves today. Count accelerates to 2-0. Pullman kicks and fires his 2-0 pitch. He's kind of falling behind, but this one is fouled off by Davis down the right field line into the seats. We're going to have to tell our cameraman over there by the first base line to start reaching out and make a play for those. 2-1 pitch to Davis. Off-speed pitch, curveball that finds the zone. Beautiful pitch there from Pullman, hitting his spot beautifully. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Every single out now for Basha comes at a premium. And this one hit Davis right on, it looks like, the knee. He's going to take his base gladly as a curveball that did not curve. And with 1 away, the Bears have a base runner on, the tying base runner on as well. That is our first hit by pitch of tonight's game. That's going to bring up Jake Jarvis, who's 0 for 1 and walked his last time up. And we are going to have a little meeting here between Coach Schilling and the home plate umpire. Looks like Coach Schilling is going to be making a sub. Maybe perhaps someone with a little bit better speed. Davis has 11 stolen bases on the year. Let's see who they bring in. It looks like maybe Ryan Brady, who, yeah, we saw earlier. It is going to be Ryan Brady. So they're going to bring in Ryan Brady. That's not a catcher sub. That is a straight sub. Ryan Brady is now going to come into the game at center field. Brady, like I mentioned, with only 7 stolen bases. Jarvis tattoos his first pitch into left field. First and second now for Basha with only 1 out. Pullman's going to have to work himself out of a jam. No activity going on, and the Perry bullpen. Well, this game is getting really good here as it comes down the wire. If you're Perry still, you're only a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. A ground ball double play, a 6-4-3, 4-6-3, 5-4-3, however you want to split it. A double play gets the Pumas out of the inning unscathed. Seth Beckstead now steps in. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single, and he takes his first pitch in the zone. 0-1 to count. You feel like as we get to this point in this game, at this stage, every single pitch matters. They say every single pitch something happens. And I think that's times 10 at this stage in the game. 0-1 to Beckstead. This one is going to be fouled. Kind of close to us. And off the seat, and it heads over to the concourse area. 0-2 the count now to Beckstead. Pullman has to retuck in his jersey. The Pumas going with the navy and the white pants today, while Basha go with the green and the gray per normal. No balls, 2 strike, the count to Beckstead. That's up and out for ball 1, trying to get Beckstead to chase, but he didn't. Our score, if you're just joining us here from Salt River Field, 2-1 Perry. Perry scored 1 in the first 2 consecutive innings as Beckstead fouled this one off. Basha got on the board in the 4th inning with a run of their own, after Ryland Zembrowski RBI single that scored Jake Jarvis earlier in the game. Jarvis finds himself on first base, trying to get advanced by Seth Beckstead. Pullman comes set, hands at the letters. Now fires his 1-2. It gets away from Schwenke, and the runners are going to advance. Now you might think about walking Beckstead here to load up the bases and try and get that double play threat. That wild pitch from Pullman now opens up first base and takes away the double play opportunity. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Seth Beckstead. Basha trying to tie up the game, maybe take the lead, and they're going to do it. Beckstead hits a single into left field. And here comes the play at the plate. He's in there safely. Basha takes the lead. That's Jarvis scoring from second base. Seth Beckstead, a 2 RBI single. He advanced to second on the throw, gives Basha a 3-2 lead here in the Val Vista rivalry. You can hear the noise on the field. The Pumas now are going to make a pitching switch. The Basha bench, as well as their fan base behind home plate, getting very pumped up, and that's going to end Ty Pullman's night. And you know what? He deserves the applause that he's getting right now. Only gave up 4 hits, and on those 4 hits, 3 runs. Pullman kind of beat himself tonight a little bit. Some clutch walks that he gave up. And with that, Basha take a 3-2 lead thanks to Seth Beckstead. Urbanik just couldn't make the throw. He decided to go all the way from left field. The new pitcher for the Pumas. Now pitching for the Pumas is their starting second baseman, CJ Valdez. Valdez is going to come in to pitch for Pullman, and they are going to put Dustin Crenshaw over to second base. And now it's going to be Ryland Zembrowski here to bat for the Bears. So Valdez moves over to pitch. Kind of thrown into a bit of a sticky situation. Your runner on second, only 1 out. The first pitch in the dirt. Beckstead is going to take third base on the ball, kind of being trying to be found by Schwenke. Couldn't quite get it. It's in the dirt. And now with only 1 out, Basha can take a 2-run lead here in the top of the 6th. So a little bit of a correction on the defensive switch. It's Max Johansson over there playing second base for the Pumas now. The Pumas are going to bring the infield in. A ground ball to short. Matty Brown knocks it down. He's going to have the play on to first. That's in the dirt. Did he have it? And they're going to say his foot was on the base. It looked like Alexander's foot might have been off the base. Coach Schilling is going to call time, and he's going to go talk to him about it. The way this works in the umpiring world is Schilling is going to ask the first base umpire to ask the home plate umpire to see what he saw. And they're going to talk about it right here. This could be huge. Beckstead stayed at third. Let's see what the umpires bring. They're conferring. This is like when a football referee is kind of under the hood and challenging a call. And he's going to say safe. Alexander's foot was off the bag. Coach Tippett from Perry's in a full sprint over to home plate to see what the home plate umpires saw. That's a hard call to take if you're Perry, because the person just a couple feet away from the bag thought his foot was on the base, but the home plate umpire disagreed. So that's going to go down as an error on Matty Brown, an E6. And that's going to put Zabrowski on first base. Coach Tippett is still talking about with the umpire. And he's walking away very unhappy, now kind of hanging around to talk to Schwenke, get the strategy set up. They're going to have their first and third play ready to go. Looks like the Bears are going to be making either a running switch or a batting change here. And they are going to be making a switch with the batters. And the runner is as well. So coming in to run, looks like Trevor Dorn, the senior, is going to run for Zabrowski. And into bat for Jake Greenbank is number 6, Michael Perzan. Perzan, who has pitched in these games before, now steps up possibly for the first time with a bat in his hand. Valdez tried to pick over to first. That was not in time. Perzan, you know, like a lot of these guys playing baseball all their life, I would happen to be on the same team with Michael Perzan back in the day. Valdez steps off, did a fake throw to first, and try and get the guy over to third. Usually the variation of the original move was, you know, with a runner on first and righty, you do that step, you kick up your left leg, step over to third, fake it, and then try to go over to first. The first pitch to Perzan is hit into right field. This will be plenty deep enough to score Beckstead from third. Pius makes the catch. Like I said, without a play, Beckstead scores, and the Basha Bears take a 4-2 lead over the Perry Pumas. A sac fly RBI for Michael Perzan is the second out of the inning, but scores Beckstead from third. Talk about doing your job. Up steps Gabe Garcia, 0 for 2 on the night. His first pitch is over his back for ball 1. Could have stayed in there and taken that curveball. Decided against it. Coach Thomas on deck for the Bears. He's 0 for 2. Just in one inning and a couple outs, this game has shifted on its head. There's a single in the center field. They're going to wave the man over to third. There's going to be a play at third, and he is safe. The home plate umpire kind of hesitated to make that call, but he calls them safe. Trevor Dorn advances from first to third on the single by Garcia, and yet again here with 2 outs, the Bears are in business. The third baseman, Crenshaw, is trying to wave out to Coach Tippett to get another look at it. He thought for sure they made the outs, but they did not, according to the home plate umpire who raced over to third to make the call. Up steps Coach Thomas, looking for his first hit of the night. Garcia just got his. Maybe Thomas could follow suit. His first pitch in the dirt. Schwenke does a nice job of keeping it in front for ball 1. Basha put up 3 here in the top of the 6th, and they're not finished just quite yet. Valdez sets, takes his time, and now throws over to first base and a pickoff move that's far behind the runner Garcia. Garcia now fires in a strike on the outside half of the plate. That looked outside from here. It looked like near the other batter's box, but it was called a strike by the umpire. Thomas disagreed, kind of shaking his head about it. Now very nonchalantly steps back in. 1-1 the count. 2 away here, 2 on. That pitch is way up and out for ball 2. Valdez sets. Hands meet at the brim of his cap. Here's the pitch way outside. Schwenke has to reach for it to keep it in front. And now Schwenke's going to go try and calm Valdez down a little bit. Just give him a little talking to. Say, hey, we got 2 outs. So let's settle in. We're all good. Fire in a strike and let your defense make a play for you. I think Thomas probably has the green light here to go on 3-1. Stay aggressive. Make the Pumas make a play here. That's not a balk, actually, in a high school game. In the MLB, what Valdez just did is considered a balk. You're not allowed to throw or to step off the rubber and not throw. But in high school, for whatever reason, it's legal. I'm not sure why they don't play by the MLB rules. The 3-1 pitch is up and out, and Valdez walks the bases loaded here with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. And up steps the leadoff man, Cam La Liberty. Not the end of the world if you're the Pumas, because you still have 2 outs. Now you have the easy play anywhere. Just step on your base for out number 3, and it's all good. This is the 9th batter that the Basha Bears have batted in this top of the 6th inning. They've batted around here, and this is going to be a base hit, and it's going to score 2 into the left center gap. La Liberty has opened this game up. The Basha Bears put 5 on Perry here in the top of the 6th, and they take a 7-2 lead over the Pumas. Scoring on that play was Dorn and Garcia from second. A 2 RBI single for La Liberty, and maybe this is why Basha is number 7 in the state of Arizona. Valdez Day is done. He's going to go back to second. And it looks like Matty Brown, if I'm not mistaken, is going to step in and pitch. Valdez couldn't get the Pumas out of the 2-out jam. This game, very much out of nowhere, has opened up 5 by Bash. And I mentioned earlier, this game, kind of the tradition it had built coming up until the last couple of seasons, as a lot of offensive fireworks, a lot of runs scored. And up until this inning, it was very much the same story, second verse. 2-1 in this game coming into this inning, but now Basha explodes for 5 runs, taking, should be a 6-2 lead, not a 7-2 lead. So a quick correction on the pitcher now for the Pumas. It is Max Johansson coming into pitch. He's a senior. He just started playing second. I believe Valdez got moved back over there to second base. And Johansson's first pitch to Justin Quinn, who started this top of the 6th inning, is off the plate and low, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch almost hits Quinn. 2-0 now the count. So on base right now for the Bears, Coe Thomas is on first. Excuse me, he's on second. And Cam La Liberty is on first base after his big 2 RBI single. Quinn fouls this one off straight back, 2-1 out of the count. And defensively for the Pumas, it's the same as the starting 9. Valdez is back at second, and he just swapped places with Joe Hansen, who was brought in to replace Pullman, or brought in to replace Valdez, who replaced Pullman. Here's a 2-1, off speed, that's in the zone, strike 2. Pumas desperately need to get out of this inning, trailing by 4 runs here. 6-2 our score now. The Pumas, it's the Pumas who have kind of run out of outs here. Or running out of outs, only 6 outs to score 4 runs at least. The Bears still not finished in this top of the 6th inning. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on base here for the Basha Bears. They've put 5 up on the Pumas here, and they're trying to make it 6, trying to take a 7-2 lead. That pitch is fouled off as well. Quinn doing a nice job staying alive. The Bears have batted around here in this top of the 6th inning. Four hits, 4 out of the 9 Bears have gone on base via the hit. The 2-2 pitch is a fly ball in the center field. Anthony DeAndrea ranges over, and finally the Pumas put this inning to rest after facing 10 batters. They are able to finally rid themselves of this top of the 6th inning. Going into the bottom of the 6th, it is 6-2 Bears. In that inning, like I mentioned, they had 4 hits, 2 left on bag, and 3 of those 4 runs, excuse me, of those 5 runs were earned. Our score going into the bottom of the 6th. Pumas running out of outs here. They trail 6-2. Six, 7, 8 spots due up here for the Pumas in this home half of the 6th inning. Only 6 outs remain, trying to avoid a 3rd straight Salt River loss here against the Basha Bears. Bryson Tambone is first up for the Pumas. His first pitch is fouled up. This is going to be in play for Beckstead behind the plate. And as he falls to a knee, he makes the catch. And there's 1 pitch, 1 out for the Pumas. Definitely not what you want to see. If you're Perry, you do not need a home run. You need base runners. So I think Coach Tippett, I think he already explained to his guys, hey, see some more pitches. We need base runners right now. We don't need the big hits. You know, we can't score. Well, we can score 4 runs on 1 swing of the bat, but all 3 runners have to get on base in order for that to happen. As up steps Crenshaw, excuse me, I thought it was Urbanek for a second, kind of got confused. It's Dustin Crenshaw, who's 0 for 1 with a sack bunt. And he swings at that pitch in the dirt on 1 knee, no less. 1-1 now the count. Pumas need base runners here. Barrett, after only giving up runs in the first 2 innings, has now settled down for 3 consecutive scoreless innings, trying to make it 4 in the 6th. There's a curveball that's hit into the left center gap. Brennan Davis ranges over, and he makes the catch for out number 2. It's only a 3-pitch at-bat there. So Barrett has only thrown 4 pitches, and he's gotten 2 outs with them. And now up steps JT Urbanek. He's 1 for 2 with a single, and he later scored, and a line drive shot that was caught by Brennan Davis out in center field. Pumas need base runners here. Although that being said, Pumas have scored both their runs with 2 outs in the inning. They had 2 outs and nobody on as well in those innings. Crafted both their runs from 2-out rallies and trying to do the same here in this bottom of the 6th. But Barrett trying to fight against it, throws in a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Urbanek. Urbanek, the left fielder here for the Pumas. There's a little nubber to shortstop. They're going to make the play over to first. That's Code Thomas, and Barrett works a perfect 1-2-3. Bottom of the 6th inning, no hits, nobody left on, and the main thing, nobody's scoring here for the Pumas. They have 3 outs left to score 4 runs, but first they got to stop Basha in the top of the 7th. Our score going into the top of the 7th, 6-2 Basha here on Perry Live 365. Pumas need to get 3 outs here to kind of stave off the Basha Bear offensive attack here at the top of the 7th inning. It's Brennan Davis leading things off, and he takes a first pitch strike. Or excuse me, a second pitch strike. First pitch thrown to him was a ball. 1-1 the count. Davis takes that one inside, just missed off the plate. Six to 2 our score here. And Brennan Davis, there's a shot in the left field. Urbanek's going to play it off of a hop, and the leadoff man gets on base here for Basha. Jake Jarvis now steps Bears. Jake Jarvis tonight is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. He later scored in that long top of the 6th inning. His first pitch, though, however, this time is in the zone for strike 1. Basha put up 5 last inning to take a 6-2 lead over the Pumas, and now looking to add that those insurance runs. We're past the point of, or approaching the point, I should say. This game, first pitch time was 6:45, and now it is 8:43 here, so about 2 hours played here at Salt River Fields from Scottsdale. The 0-1 pitch is kind of fouled toward the Perry bullpen down the left field line. 0-2 now the count. Always a fun time here to broadcast these games, to carry these games live from Scottsdale, Arizona at the Salt River Field. The hanging curveball is drilled into right field, and that is going to move Davis over to third and maybe score him if the Pumas don't get the ball in quick enough. Jarvis hits second base. There's a double that moves the runner to third, and with nobody out, the Bears rather have runners on second and third, And already the Pumas are going to have to work themselves out another big jam. Jarvis at second, Davis at third, and up steps Seth Beckstead, who gave the Bears a 2 RBI single earlier in the 6th inning. And has a chance to do the same now, to be fair. Pumas are going to play with the infield on the inside grass, trying to cut off a run. A ball hit hard anywhere most likely will score a run, maybe 2 here for the Bears. There's a curveball that's in the zone, strike 1. Beckstead kind of looked over toward the first base dugout. Kind of thought to himself, man, I missed that one. That one kind of hung up there as well. Johansson, a senior, coming at 5'9", 165. At least that's what he's listed at. He steps off here, kind of takes a breath, and now resets. Runners on second and third here for the Bears. Infield on the inside grass. Here's the first pitch, the second pitch. Fouled straight back, 0-2 now the count. Johansson looking in. Beckstead digging in. Johansson comes set, hands at the belt. The 0-2 pitch is up and in, ball 1. Davis over there at third base trying to flinch a little bit and hopefully get Johansson to flinch as well, kind of trying to cause a balk. Here's the 1-2 from Johansson. That's going to be fouled down the right field line. Not sure the Bears need the insurance runs, but they're going to take them very, very gladly if they can get them. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. Schwenke keeps it in front. Ball 2. Pumas already facing a very tall order to try and score 4 runs in 1 inning. Only been able to score 1 per innings thus far. They scored 1 run in the first 2 innings. You're going to have a play at second base. They're going to get the runner at second, maybe the runner at first as well. That's Matty Brown making a heads-up play. The runner at second, Jarvis kind of thought maybe that ball was going to get past Brown. Not sure what he was thinking, maybe trying to advance after the throw. Gets caught up, hung up in between second and third, gets tagged out, and now with 1 out here, the Bears have runners on the corners. So that's going to go as a fielder's choice in the book. That could prove to be a big out here for the Pumas to try and get out of the inning. They're going to run for Beckstead. Now the Pumas only a ground ball away, 1 turn, double play away from getting out of the 7th inning without suffering a run. The first pitch to Zabrowski is a bunt. They're going to sacrifice the runner over to second. They're going to try and take home, and they're going to do it. Basha take a 5-run lead, go up 7-2 on the sacrifice bunt from Zabrowski. The pitcher, Johansson, kind of nonchalantly looked Davis, the runner at third, back over, and as soon as he fired the throw to first, Davis broke to the plate, and he beat it with ease, 7-2 Basha. Now the Pumas kind of have to reset here. Now are chasing 5. Jake Greenbank, who's making a reappearance in the game, takes a first pitch strike. That pitch is way up and out. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. Looked like Ty Pullman was Basha's kryptonite in this game. He was dealing through the 6th inning, got taken out before most of the scoring had happened. And ever since then, it's been all Basha. 5-run 6th, and now they've put 1 up here in the 7th to take the big 7-2 lead over the Perry Pumas. 1-2 the count here to Greenbank. Here's the pitch. I'm going to call that a foul ball. That pitch was inside on Green Bank. It might have hit his hand or the bat. I'm going to say it hit the bat, though. If you're just joining us, welcome into Salt River Fields. I'm Jordan Palacio here with Perry Live 365 for the Val Vista rivalry. Basha versus Perry. Perry was up 2-1 up until that top of the 6th inning, where Basha put up 5 runs. They put up another one here at the top of the 7th to take a 7-2 lead. The 1-2 pitch to Green Bank is up high, and that's going to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes apiece. Pumas trying to avoid giving up another run here, already chasing 5 with only 3 outs remaining. The 2-2 pitch rather, swung on a missed strike 3. Green Bank goes down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. And the Pumas now, it comes down to this for them. Basha in this top of the 7th inning get 2 hits. They leave 1 run, and they score 1 as well. Our score going into the last inning, the Pumas' last breath here. Basha 7, Perry 2 here on Perry Live 365. Pumas down to the last 3 outs here in the Val Vista rivalry at Salt River. Basha has won the last 2 years in a row after Perry had dominated this series at this location. It all comes down to 3 outs. Blake Barrett trying to work a complete game. He's only given up 2 runs off of 7 hits and an error. Anthony DeAndrea stepping in for the Pumas. 9-1-2 due up. So if he can get on, then it's the Pumas top of the order. Try and extend this game for as long as they can. Now he takes another one that's outside. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Two balls, no strikes to DeAndrea. Barrett kicks, kind of in a almost semi-Kershaw-esque delivery, if you will. Kershaw, you know, as everyone knows, kind of goes straight up, then comes straight out, then steps out and delivers with the left hand. And Barrett more so just kind of goes up, kicks normally with his leg, and then kind of goes out like Kershaw does. Kind of takes a little pause. Yeah, he's got that Kershaw kick out. DeAndrea walks on 4 pitches. That's a good start for the Pumas. And up steps the leadoff man here for the Pumas, Matty Brown. Brown is 2 for 3 in this game with a pair of singles. Trailing 5 here. It's all about base runners, and especially after Barrett just threw 4 consecutive balls, I would be shocked if Brown were to swing the bat here until at least he got a strike, you would think. Make Barrett throw a strike first before you even think about swinging at a pitch. Here's the first pitch, and that's in there for strike 1, so that's going to give Brown most likely the green light to go ahead and go. Barrett sets. Now delivers the 0-1. There's a line drive into right field. It's going to get down for a hit, and they are going to hold the runner at second base. So Brown now goes 2 for 3 in the game. Excuse me, 3 for 4 in the game with 3 singles. And the first 2 men up for the Pumas get on base. It's a good start. Trent Pius now steps up for the Pumas. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in this game. And a ground out to short. That ground out would be deadly here for the Pumas. Need to avoid all outs if possible, especially double plays as well. Be very helpful if maybe Barrett could throw a ball away here for the Pumas and move the runners up to second and third, kind of take that threat away. Barrett sets, hands at the letters. Now fires his first pitch. That's in there, strike one. Matty Brown at first. DeAndre at second for the Pumas. Here's the 0-1. That's off the plate, just barely. Good spot there from Barrett. That's a double play pitch right there. Just missed the zone, 1-1 to count. Especially with runners on first and second, you're going to see Barrett keep the ball very low. At least attempt to keep the ball very low. You're going to see Beckstead behind the plate, keep it right at the knees. Try and get that ground ball. 1-1 pitch here from Basha. Right in the zone, 1-2 now the count. One ball and two strikes here on Pius. Pius looking to get on base for the first time tonight. Be a good time to do. They're going to back pick the runner at first. Matty Brown is back pick. He fell asleep over at first base. You hate to see that if you're the Pumas. That's the second big base running mistake of this game, and it just cost them an out. Brown is retired. The Pumas down to 2 outs, still chasing 5 runs. Matt Brown completely fell asleep. Don't know what he was thinking over there at first base. Wasn't expecting the back pick, and Basha played that one perfectly. The 1-2 pitch is kept fair. That's Zabrowski. He's going to throw over onto third, and just like that, there's out number 2. 5-3 in the books, and now Basha is only 1 out away here from collecting their 3rd consecutive Salt River win over the Perry Pumas. It's going to be up to Logan Schwenke here to keep the inning alive. And just like that, that's how baseball is, isn't it? Just like that, the momentum of an inning can change. You get a back pick, you steal an out, then you get a ground ball out. Now you're 1 more away from going home as the champion, as the winner. 2 outs. Barrett's first pitch is Schwenke, right down the middle, strike 1. They're not even holding the runner at second. DeAndre, not even really a lead with no one holding him on. Maybe that back pick kind of scared him too. The 0-1 is a curveball that is hit foul down the right field line. Now the count 0-2. The Pumas down to their last strike against Blake Barrett and the Basha Bears. A lot of B's. Barrett sets, hands at the letters, kicks and fires his 0-2 pitch. Swung on, missed with a fist bump from Barrett and from Beckstead. The Basha Bears win this game 7-2, a strikeout. After a walk and a hit, Matt Brown gets picked off at first base. A ground out to third and a strikeout ends tonight's game. 1 hit, 1 left. Nobody scores this inning for Perry. Our final score here tonight, 7-2. A 5-run 6th inning is the difference in this game. Up until that point, Ty Pullman, the pitcher from Perry, which admittedly he pitched a great game. When he exited the game, he only given up at 3 runs. He was mowing people down, struck out 8, but Basha strikes for a 5-run top of the 6th inning. 4 hits in that inning, couple walked and an error as well. They batted around, scored 5, scored 1 in the 7th as well. Not like it mattered though, and that brings our final score to 7-2. For the 3rd consecutive year, the Basha Bears have defeated the Perry Pumas here from Salt River Field in Scottsdale, Arizona. And that's going to wrap things up here for Perry Live 365. For all of the crew, I'm Jordan Palacio. Again, our final score is Basha 7, Perry 2, and we will see everyone very soon. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And again, one last time, Basha 7, Perry 2, and we will see you soon.